Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel fono, and I'm a software developer. I'm also the CEO and founder of hackerdev. And today's video, I want to share with you guys how event delegation works in JavaScript. So before we start, anytime you learn a new concept in coding, you should try to understand what problem that concept actually solves and how to use that concept properly. Right? So here's an example. Let's say you work as a software developer in Amazon. You work in this big website using by billions of users all over the world, right? Let's say you're trying to purchase a laptop. Let's say, for example, you come to this category called shop, laptop, and tablet. Think about this thing as a parent ancestor that has a lot of children, meaning that when I click over here, I can see all the product that's belong that categories. Think about that categories as a parent ancestor that has a lot of children. This is all the children. This is the product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until I don't know how many products they have, right? Now let's say you're trying to purchase a laptop. You see just for have 75 pages. There's a lot of product for these categories. Let's say you're trying to get this laptop called Lenovo IdeaPad 3, right? So meaning that when you click over here, right, you're able to display the product, and then the user can basically add the product to the cart or buy it directly, right? So this is the idea behind. Imagine you're a software developer, right? And then what you do in order to display this product to a user, you basically have data on a database, and let's say this product is located on the 10,000 row inside your database, meaning that when the user comes on your website, when you click in this product, for this product to get displayed, the iteration needs to be done 10,000 times, from a database, meaning that if the database has 20,000 products and then you're trying to get this specific laptop, the iteration going to be done 10,000 times. So this is 10,000 event listener to the page. That will create a performance issues, and then the website going to be very slow. Imagine like Amazon with millions of users, a million of customers access to the website at the same time. The performance is going to be really bad. This is the reason why we use event delegation in JavaScript, because the advantage of using event delegation is that instead of adding an event listener to each and every similar element, in this case is a product, right? Instead of adding an event listener to the product, we add an event listener to the parent ancestor. If I go back, you guys can see, meaning that we don't add an event listener to each product in this category, but we add an event listener to the parent ancestor. This is the parent ancestor, shop, laptop, and tablet, right? So we add an event listener to the parent, and then we call an event to a particular target using the target properties of the event object. This is the first advantage. The second advantage is that you can dynamically create element and then bind that element to the event handler. So now it's kind of confusing because I haven't taken any example. Let's go ahead and take a quick example to explain to you guys what's going on behind the scene. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use Ubuntu. We're gonna just open it very wide, and then we're gonna access our C drive like that, right? And now I'm gonna access the project folder. Oh, sorry. CD MSG. And then we're going to access the project folder, and then let's create a directory called Delegation tutorial, right? And then what we're going to do, we want to access that Delegation tutorial, and then imagine now we want to create an index that's HTML, right? And then we want to open the Visual Studio Code. So let's wait in a couple seconds, guys, please. Okay, it's opening up right now. So the next thing I want to do is to generate the HTML code, and so that we can really mess around with the code to see how to use delegation. Give me a couple seconds, guys. I don't know, I need to update my Visual Studio Code at this point. My laptop is very slow. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in order to generate the HTML code, we're gonna use exclamation mark and tab relation, right? Sometimes this thing crazy. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay, so this is the HTML code, right? We're gonna choose the title, gonna be event delegation in JavaScript, right? The next thing I want to do, I'm going to put some h1 tag just for explanation. I'm going to say how to use event delegation in JavaScript, right? So the next thing I want to do again is to create the parent, which is the UI, right? I'm going to put UI just, you're going to give me the ID of parent, for example, right? These are the UI. Now we want to create 5 children, LI, right? There are 5 children. I'm going to put the product 1. Let's say I have a product 1 over here. I'm just going to copy this thing like that. And then I paste in here. I just change to 2. And then here I change it to 3. And here I change it to 4. And here I change it to 5, right? I save it, and then I'm gonna open in the live server. Live server is just an extension you guys can go ahead and download from Visual Studio Code. And if I actually open the thing, you guys gonna see I have how to use event delegation in JavaScript. This is the title, and then we got product 1, product 2 until product 5. So the next thing I want to do, we basically gonna write a script tag in order to get that parent, and we're basically gonna first write a script. Alright, we are here. You're gonna have parent, right? You're gonna get the parent document, get element by ID. We're passing parent, right? We are parent, right? We get the parent, and then let's console log first to see how the parent gets displayed. If I save it, I go back, and then I'm gonna inspect the page one more time. Right now, I'm gonna have. Let's go to my console. You guys can see I have li, right? I have li, and this thing I have the parent element. Everything's working properly. So the next thing I want to do is to add an event listener to the parent. Remember, when you use delegation, you add an event listener to the parent. So in this case, I'm gonna put add event listener. You pass it like that. The event we're gonna listen on gonna be the click event. And then we're going to have some callback function, right? That callback function is going to be handle event. We're going to pass the synthetic event. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to define that function on the top, which is handle event. And then what we're going to do, we have that is synthetic event. And then we want to console log the event object just to see what's inside. Okay, if I save it, just go ahead and see. If I click one of the objects, I have this event object display on my console. Now you can inspect the event object to see what's actually inside. If you guys code that, you guys gonna see this property called target. You guys can see if I over here, that means I click on the second product, the product 2. Now if I just remove it, just clean it, and click on the 5th product, I just inspect it, scroll down again, you guys gonna see I have a target, but then now the target is a 5th product. So this is the logic we're gonna use. We're gonna say if the product we click on, it's basically we basically gonna say okay, we basically add an event to the parent, and then the thing is that we're gonna have the logic that if the target is actually one of the li element, we want to basically change the color. So in this website, Amazon is to display the product on the page. But because we're using very simple example, we just want to have the logic that when you click to one of this product, we want to change the color to be red, right? So because we know the target is a li, what we're going to do, we're going to go back down here. We're going to create a variable to store that target, right? We're going to create a variable target, and then we're going to have target. This is the variable target, right? So we're going to have a logic like if the target that matches the li, sorry guys, this matches the li, because we know if it matches one of the li, then it's going to return true. Once it returns true, we want to do something with that target. We want to call the style properly, and then pass in the color, and then we're going to change the color to be red, right? I save it. Let's say I just go back here. If I click, for example, here, you see the product is red. If I click the 3rd one, it's red. If I click the 5th one, it's red. It's amazing, guys. That's why we use event delegation in JavaScript, right? I really like this thing because it really illustrates how event delegation works. This is a first example, right? And the thing I like with event delegation is that you can also add a child dynamically and then bind that element to the event handler. Let's take another example. Let's create a child. Let's say you want to add another child to the list, right? Let's say we have a variable called child. It's gonna be a document that create element, and then we're gonna pass the li. This is the li that we created, right? And then we want to add some content. For example, we want to add the content be product 6. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put child that text content. We want the content to be equal to product 6, right? And save it. Now we have the content, we have the element, and then we want to append that element to the parent. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna call the parent, and then we're gonna call the method called append child, right? Sorry guys. And then we're gonna pass a children inside. You see, if I save it, everything works properly. You have to remember something. Append child comes from the master object. Anytime you create an object in JavaScript, it's basically inherit and all the property and method from the master object, which is the object construction in JavaScript. So this is more about object-oriented programming, if you understand it. But for now, what we're gonna do, we call the append child to the parent, and then we basically append that child. If I go back again to my browser, you're gonna see. Let me see. One second. This content, right? Product 6. Parent append append. I forget the D. Append child. If I save it over here, you guys can see I have it product number 6. Now I can click it. You know, I can change the color to be red. This is amazing, guys. This is exactly how event delegation works in JavaScript, guys. I hope you guys like the video, guys, and I hope you guys really get something from this tutorial. If you watch this video from my website, please go ahead and comment. Let me know what you think. But if you watch the video from YouTube, go ahead and like the video and share the video, please. And you know, your boy needs some love. Thank you. Peace.